Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be working with the Simon Says Stamptember card kit, and this is part 2 of my 10 cards 1 kit. So jumping right into card number 6. Here I'm using the Lawn Fawn outside in scalloped border dies, and I'm going to trim out from the polka dot paper a panel measuring 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. And then from this green script paper, one measuring 5 by 3 3/4. I then went ahead and trimmed off the scalloped borders of the larger one. I wanted to have a little bit more of an outline. And here I'm going to attach both of those on the top of my card base. And the scalloped panel, I'm going to go ahead and pop up using some Scotch foam tape. Here I've got this ephemera of a cake with yay candles on top of it, and I wanted to set that apart from the background since both are kind of busy colors. So I'm going to mount that on some MFT tropical teal cardstock, and then I'll just go around and trim, just leaving a slight border around the edge of this ephemera piece. And here I will go ahead and attach that in the center of my panel using my ATG gun. I also went ahead and added this Happy Day banner onto that same tropical teal cardstock. And in this case, I trimmed all the way around, just leaving a slight border around the bottom of the banner. So I'm going to pop that up using some foam tape here. And then I'll place that at the bottom of the cake. For my sentiment on the inside of the card, I'm going to use one of the cut-aparts that says Birthday Wishes. I'm going to do the same thing, mounting that on the MFT Tropical Teal cardstock. And then I'll trim that down to about 1/4 inch on either side of the sentiment. And then I'll attach that to the inside of the card using my ATG gun. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and use my Spectrum Noir pen, and I'm just going to place a little bit of shimmer going around those sort of starbursts that are behind the cake. Then I also added a layer of that shimmer all over the Happy Day banner. And that will complete card number 6. For card number 7, I'm again going back to the stamp set that came in the kit. I went ahead and stamped out this hot air balloon as well as the So Happy for Your Dream Come True sentiment. And then again, using that masking pen, I covered those and created a blue watercolor background. Here I'm going to color in the hot air balloon, and I'm using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers for that. I will go ahead and list all of the colors that I'm using in my blog post for you. Here I'm trimming that panel down to 5 by 3 3/4. Here I am going back to that Martha Stewart confetti mix that I had used in the previous video, and I'm again going to attach that throughout the sky using Ranger Multi-Matte Medium, and I'm using my quick stick tool to go ahead and place those on all of the dots that I created around the sky. Next I will pop up that panel using some Scotch foam tape, and then I'll place that on the top of my card base. When I had that finished, I realized that it just needed a little something more, so I went to my Lawn Fawn Puffy Cloud border dies, and I've cut out several different sizes here from some Neenah cardstock and some graphics vellum, and I've trimmed those down so that they'll be 3 3/4 wide, and then I'm just going to layer these so that I can build up a scene. And for all of these, I'm just using regular ATG gun because I already have my panel popped up on some Scotch foam tape, so I didn't want this to be too thick. I'll then place those at the bottom of my scene, and that will complete card number 7. For card number 8, I decided I wanted to make a shaker card. So here I'm using both of the frames that came in the Blueprints 32 kit. And I'm just going to create this front panel that's going to go on my card base. You'll see here in a minute, it'll already have the window for my shaker cut out of it. And then I wanted to, again, use that smaller frame so that I could have sort of a pop-up of this red with star background to go around my shaker window. For the inside or the back of the shaker window, I'm using this Happy Birdie cutout, and then I'm just going to place one of the tops of the paper from the paper pad below that to make sure I have enough room that nothing will be showing through behind my frame. I've added some ATG to the back of that front panel that I cut, and there I've just attached some acetate behind it. Now that I've got the acetate behind the window, I'm going to use some 1/8 inch score tape around that frame, and I'll attach that directly onto the acetate window. Next, I'm going to add just a single layer of foam tape across the back of that whole panel. For my shaker elements, I'm going to use Lucy's Little Things, and this mix is called Purely Peppermint. Now the reason I only used one layer of foam tape on this is I didn't want my sequins to be able to shake around too much. I wanted to sort of have them stick in the corners so that you'd be able to read that Happy Birdie sentiment really easily. So there you can see I went ahead and placed the panel on top of my card base. And here I'm using one of the cut aparts that reads Hip Hip Hooray, and I'm again attaching a stripe of that leftover paper below it just to give a little accent. And that will complete card number 8. For card number 9, I just loved this sheet of stickers. Some of them have a gold accent, some are just plain, but I thought they were so pretty, and all I wanted to do was make a really nice bouquet with them. So I'm starting off here by adding a 2-inch stripe of MFT's Timber Green, and I've attached that using my ATG gun, and here I'm juggling out the stickers and working with them. I'm layering them directly on the card, but I'm not pressing down firmly. That way I can still move them around. And I knew that I was going to want to pop some of them up, so even though I'm layering some on top, I'm just getting a feel for where I'd like to place everything. Now that I'm satisfied with my placement, I'm going to go ahead and use some Stampin' Up! Foam dots to pop up the few flowers that I wanted to give a little dimension to. And then for the rest of the stickers, I added a little bit of the Nuvo liquid glue behind those just to make sure they stuck down nice and firmly. Next, I will add this hello sticker for my greeting. And then I added one more sticker on the inside of the card. And that will complete card number 9. For card number 10, I wanted to create a black border at the bottom of this pink and white polka dot paper. So here I'm just using a scrap and adding that. And then once that is attached, I'm going to use the MFT Blueprints 32 frame die. And I just went ahead and layered that until I got the sizing that I liked. The black stripe ended up measuring 1 3/8 inches wide. I'm going to attach that panel to the top of my card base. And then I pulled out this sticker of this girl. I think she's so cute, and added her just along that black stripe there. And then I'm going to use another one of these bubble shaker windows. This one says "You are super." And I went ahead again and added some liquid Nuvo glue behind that just to make sure it sticks nice and tight. For the inside of the card then, I wanted to go ahead and sort of mirror that red bubble on the outside. So I took this Hip Hip Hooray ephemera bubble and I'm just backing that on some black cardstock, and I'll trim out about 1/8 of an inch border around that. And then I'll attach that on the inside of the card using my ATG gun. And that completes card number 10. And that will complete our cards for today. Additional photos as well as a full list of supplies can be found at my blog post listed in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.